Give it around. Okay. Moray Rabotai. Let's get into second part.
It's mogging here.
Your number?
I don't have a phone number.
You have any phone number?
I do, but it's like,
Do you have a phone number though?
what?
Do you have a phone number?
Yeah.
There's one that you're gonna have also in the city when you get back.
No, this is really only.
Okay, so I don't have your number. Okay, you'll get it from someone
I
eventually.
have the other.
Okay, so you guys asked the question. What was the question? What do you do
What time?
if the decision of finding a girl is solely based on not the girl, but on the family? Right? Someone asked that question. I'm going to be honest with you. I try to be honest at least. That idea that the girl or the boy is like the father and the mother doesn't exist anymore. What does that mean? It used to be based on a good family, the girl is also good. Or based on the family, the son is also good. Unfortunately, that doesn't exist anymore. Why? Because we all know what happens, unfortunately, with some people, that when the parents are not there, that they do whatever they want. They'll change their skirt, they'll wear pants. Again, that's what's your niche. That's your niche. I'm not against it. But to do a soul-based decision of who you're going to marry based on how the mother is or how the father is, it's not the right choice. It's very bad. Now, is the girl also a good girl? Could be. But maybe you should give her a shot and go out with her. Now, let's say you say, she's not attractive. I'm not attracted to her. Then you shouldn't marry her, regardless how good she is. That idea that attractiveness will come in time. I don't fall for that. Because it's either she's pretty or she's not pretty. Now, because she can be pretty for somebody else. I'm not saying she's ugly. I'm just saying just for you, it doesn't work. You don't need to entertain something that doesn't work for you. Will they force you to marry her? Just nod, yes or no. Yes or no? Will they force you?
I wouldn't know.
The answer is no. They'll call you names. They'll say, look at this one, look at that one. But they will not force you. Because the reality and the fact is, Ha'ish mekadesh et ha'isha. The man marries the girl. Now, if you don't have your hashkafa properly straight, they'll force you at the end. And then you'll blame them for the rest of your life, that I married her because of you. But if you have your hashkafa straight in what you want and your priorities, they will never be able to force you.
What if it's on the hefech that the girl is, you find the girl very attractive, you want to marry her, and your parents tell you that the family is incompatible?
Okay. I don't want to do this, but I'm going to do it anyways. That's what my parents told me. I come from an ultra extreme religious house, and my wife's family, they used to celebrate Novi God. Novi God means New Year's. They had New Year parties in their house, catering for the whole family. It looked nicer than the Pesach Seder. You know what that means? For even the Chilon, even the not religious Sephardim, their Pesach is still Pesach. It's beautiful. It's nice. But the New Year's beat all of them. I still married her. I'm not telling you that's what you should do. The reason why I did that, because she knew what she wanted. She wasn't flimsy. She didn't go by the motion. She went with the boat as a reality. Now, nowhere does it say in the Torah that the kudos, the in-laws, need to get along. Doesn't say that anywhere. Because we have this ideology that they're going to come over all the time, we're going to be best friends, we're going to sit and chill. No, you're not. Not only, no, you're not, it's better if they don't.
Better?
Yes.
It's a crazy statement, right?
Yes, it's better.
It's true.
You want to know why? Can I tell you why? When too many people know too much about what goes on in your life, it's a problem. Too many opinions is not good. I'm telling you. Because then hatred becomes between them. Go ahead, ask.
In my perspective, I feel that if the kids see that disconnect between like my
In-laws.
Abu and Dad on both sides don't get along, right? They see, oh, should I pick sides at this point? Like, how does one go about handling that?
What, that already problems happened?
No, I'm saying that you said that it's best that the in-laws don't get along.
No, I never said don't get along.
What?
I said it's best if they see each other as less as possible. They can get along, but that's already not your problem. That's already not your problem. As long as you don't take sides. What happens when you take sides? There's a problem. Why is there a problem? You love them more than you love us. Or, how come I let my daughter marry you? We have to understand that there is a concept of me and you against the world. Not me, you, your deda, your babuya, your father, your mother, your uncles, your whole avlot, until you can track them down all the way from Yitziat Mitzrayim, get involved in your life. That's not the way a life is. This is not chai chaneh over here for you. Everyone's sitting around the table and drinking tea and discussing your life. Halavai sheshbesh. They're playing chess or checkers. That's what they're doing. Sheshbesh is a retarded game. Checkers. How are we going to move his life around? No, that's not life. Of course, if the boy or the girl are, then that's a different story. But if the person is someone that wants structure and wants to grow and is leading his life to it, you have to know how to grow up here and say, Halas, until here. To the point that even if your parents badmouth your spouse to you and she's not there, you never tell her that. Ever in your life. Because the second you do that, she will start to disrespect them.
Right.
And the opposite. The opposite too. You don't let your dirty laundry hang outside in the street. Dirty laundry is dirty for a reason. You leave it inside to wash. That's the difference. Shidduchim have to be run properly. Any other questions? You have a question?
Are you supposed to stand up for your wife if your parents badmouth her and she's not there?
That's a good question.
What does that mean? Defend her wrongdoing, or defend the fact that they dislike her for anything she does?
Both, let's just say.
Okay. If she didn't do anything wrong, then you stand up for her. Sure, what's the problem?
Even if she did something wrong, though.
Now, if she did something wrong, you have to be a psychologist. You'll say, you're right, I'll discuss it, I'll talk it over with her, let me take care of it. You go home, you don't bring it up for a day, for 2 days, and say, I was learning maybe A, B, C, D, so it shouldn't come out that you heard it from
Them.
something totally different. And automatically what happens? She'll change. But if we'll be impulsive and react, oh, you're defending your parents more than me, you love them more than I do, you just lost both games. You lost the war and the battle, and you're just looking for a rope to hang yourself. Because now you're in between two people that you love very much and you don't know how to fix. But if you go and confront and say, the stupid parent would say after the daughter-in-law or the son-in-law changes, oh, I see it worked. And so, well, what happened? That's a dumb parent. That's a dumb parent. But those also exist. And what happens if that does happen? You tell your wife, they have nothing to do with this. It's you and I against the world, not everyone else. You have to always reassure it. You always have to reassure it. They're like children, woman. The Gemara says it, I didn't say it. They're like children. You always have to reassure it. You always have to give to them. You always have to take care of them. The less you do, the more they complain. The more you do, the more they complain. No, I'm just joking. You understand? You always have to be a good man, good husband. caring and loving, cherishing at all times, putting her needs before your needs. Right? There was a case that I know of a mother was so jealous of her daughter-in-law. It's crazy. She goes to the rabbi and says, how come my son loves his wife so much? My husband doesn't even love me, and I married him for 40 years. And my son, he's married to her for 3, 4, 5 years. They love each other. She's jealous of her own kid's happiness. What a cruel parent. What a disgusting mother and father. Those are parents. Those are not parents. Parent that cannot enjoy the happiness of his child and his success is a problem. It's a big problem. That's why distance is healthy. Distance is healthy.
Even when you get married?
Of course, you're right now building a foundation between you and your spouse. I'm not telling you to disconnect them from you. I don't believe in disconnecting. What does that mean? I never in my life said to my wife, I'm not going to your parents' house for Shabbat, for Chagim, because they're not 100% keeping Torah mitzvot. And I know they're going to bring their cousins and they're going to have phones and da. My kids are there, but my kids. I don't care. I'm bringing my kids. Why? I'll tell you why. Because I raised my kids knowing there are many different kinds of people. And if I'm privileged to know the truth, doesn't mean I have to X out everyone else in my life. So what do people think? Oh, my kid's going to yeshiva, mitcharfen, he's become fanatic. Now he's never going to accept anyone, he's too religious. No. You want to keep on doing what you're doing, no problem. But that doesn't mean now I have to be put into this. That's the way our outcome and outlook has to be.
So how come people say you can't raise a Haredi family if your environment isn't Haredi? I'm saying, isn't there like truth to that?
I don't believe it. That's why all the Haredim ran to Lakewood from our community. And their wives are cheating on their husbands. I'm not going to even start that topic. Your mouth's going to drop if I tell you what I know. Yeah, my
But
friend.
isn't your
I'm
environment...
not saying that only happens there. I'm saying that if your foundation is strong, your surrounding will never break you.
Yeah, but your kids.
Your environment is, no?
No, I'm gonna say it again. If your foundation is strong and your hashkaf at home is healthy, I'm gonna explain to you what healthy means. Do you think it's healthy for your kids to see the affection between the father and mother at home? Not affection meaning they're starting to do shtiyot, but to say, I love you, wow, you're so great, or even hug her maybe, or kiss her on the forehead, in a positive way, not in a dirty way. Do you think that's healthy or not healthy?
Yeah,
Very
it's positive. It's show respect.
Very healthy, right?
Yeah.
In some worlds, it's very unhealthy.
Haredi worlds?
I'm not going to get into that right now.
I wasn't saying Haredi in that aspect, but I was saying in a sense like a lot of my Rabbeim say, okay, you raise your kids this way, and they go to shul or they go on the school bus, everyone else has phones, everyone else is watching TV.
And you think they don't have that anywhere else in the world?
No,
I want to explain
of
something
course
to you.
they do.
I
But
want to
I'm
explain
saying I
something
think
to
a community is a very big...
you. You're wrong because every community has this problem. If you think you're going to go to, let's say, for example, Kiryas Yoel or Mea Sharm, how come they have kids falling off the derech? Because at home, something's wrong at home. Everything stems from the house, Rabotai. Everything stems from the house. Everything stems from the house. I never understood how these Lubavitchers go on shlichus. I want you to understand, they live in the middle of nowhere. You know what I'm talking about? You would never do this in the movie
Aruba,
years.
Bahamas.
They go into the Avi Avot Hatuma, and their kids come out greater Hasidim than the parents, and they want to do double the shlichut. And I look at them like, how do you do that? Because Abba and Ima in the house was full of Torah, mitzvot. We have to help this kid. Oh, the kid was so occupied with the Rebbe and the Torah and the mitzvahs and the Eibishter and how do I connect? For him to do an Avera was like passionate.
So you have kids that come from a home where there's rabbi, where their parents are rabbi.
He's saying the house was not
the
right.
house,
The
something
house
was
was
wrong.
Oh, it could be perfect. The situation that is perfect.
Not
And
possible.
the person, because
No,
the
I
environment,
think
bad
it's
friends,
so
whatever it is.
possible.
They have
It's
they
either
have
the
their
house,
foundation.
it's either the house or the yeshiva that they send their kids to.
Yeah, I'm saying yeshiva.
The yeshiva that they send them to,
What does it do? It doesn't.
I'm explaining to you. You're right. Everything outside plays an effect, but everything can be fixed if it's properly explained at home. I'm gonna. What's it called?
I don't know.
I'm gonna explain to you more. I know I'm gonna get a lot of backlash for this, but I'm gonna explain to you again. I'm very firm on this. Kids learn bad from where?
The friends.
Where do the friends come from?
Their families. At home, it stems from home. You're right.
It's come from school.
Comes from school. Friends come from Friends come from school, right?
Some cases, community.
Majority of friends.
Majority is all
Yeah.
They're
school.
in school more than.
Yeah.
Majority is school.
Okay.
Majority is school, right? If your school surrounding, of course, if you're gonna send them to a school that they accept everyone and stuff like that, yeah, you're gonna have a hard time. You're gonna have a hard time. I'm gonna be honest with you. But that problem is everywhere. I want you guys to understand this. That problem isn't everywhere. That's it. The problem is in Lakewood. The problem is in Muncie. The problem is in Yerushalayim. The problem is everywhere in the world. You know how you save yourself? When you have an open, loving relationship with your kids. If you have a fear and respect only relationship, the kids will do bad behind your back. If you have a loving relationship and understand what the core issue and why, automatically what happens, you can fix the problem right away. What do they say? You guys say it all the time. She has daddy issues. Why do you say that? Why do you say she has daddy issues? Because you know something's wrong at home. You say it yourselves and you admit it. You just don't want to believe it. Because you think it's better to relocate. You think that's the fix.
So you gotta do something.
I'm saying for the kids, not for you. I'm saying for the kids.
No,
I
for
think,
the I'm saying for the kids. For the kids.
Yeah. For me, like, I want to stay where I'm living. I don't want to move. Like, even if my community is wrong, I want to, like, stay there, you know?
Correct.
But I'm saying, for a lot of other people, even for my Rebbeim, it says it in Pirkei Avot also.
I want to
You
live.
stand next to a
I wa-
garbage can, you're going to smell like a
Correct.
garbage can. So, like,
I'm saying, would you agree that by doing that temporarily, that would be a good idea?
No.
Like, people go to why not?
No,
You build your foundation.
No. no.
It's a safer.
You can't build your foundation on something that's already existence. You build a foundation on something that's not existence. Anyone that moves to Lakewood or any religious area, right? I don't know why everyone thinks Queens is so bad. It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
nah, it really isn't.
It's not bad.
It's not that
It needs
bad.
some work.
Depends what kind of family you want to have.
It's not that bad. I'm telling you, it's not that bad.
For me, it's not, but for certain people, yeah.
Even for you, it's not that bad.
No, for certain people.
I'm
Certain
telling
people, I'm not talking about myself. I'm just saying.
you said for you.
No, he said for certain.
Certain
He
people-
said for me, it's
Even
not
for
bad.
certain people, it's not that bad. You know why? Because they rather live in a picture perfect community than in an inside home perfect community. I want you to understand this.
I'm talking about temporarily.
Even temporarily, you want
Why not?
anyone that moves to Lakewood temporarily and comes back to Queens, they run away back
What about going to Israel for a year or two?
because they can't handle it.
Yeah, like Shana
Well, I'm
Rishona.
not talking about Eretz Yisrael and Shana Rishona. I'm talking about someone that wants to build a family
with
in
kids.
a different place, and then suddenly comes back to Queens. You know why that's a problem? First of all, the kids is you just messed up the kid's brain. You messed them up.
But they're still young. It's more to just continue to build yourself and with you and your spouse. You
So
know
then
what I'm
why can't you do that in Queens? I'm just
Because
throwing it
everyone's,
out.
you have your in-laws, you have your parents always looking this, that.
You think they're not gonna have that when you come back? And if you move to
No,
Lakewood,
but when you start to get married, that's the most important time.
correct. So
Build
you move
that
to Israel.
foundation.
You move to Israel, not to Lakewood.
It's farther.
You know what I mean?
He's talking about having kids, not talking just with you and your
I'm
wife.
telling you right now,
Oh.
you never move to Lakewood. You move to Israel.
Not even
I mean, out of the
Lakewood.
community. I'm not being
Want to mess up the
where
kids when they come back?
No, what happens is when you live in Eretz Yisrael, the taina of you moving here is not because the community is good or not good.
There's no community
The
here.
taina is you lived in Eretz Yisrael. When you go there and then you come back to Queens and you tell the kids, yeah, we lived there because we wanted the foundation and this. What is,
Messed up from what you tell them.
exactly. The kids. What happens at the end? They start to feel something's wrong. The kids are the greatest
Back
sensors.
home or or in Israel, they feel like that's
No, I'm saying if you move out of the community, right?
uh-huh.
Somewhere in
Mike Harvey.
and the excuse is because the community is wrong. That's where you mess them up. Because now they're looking for what's wrong.
So how do you present it in a way where like they don't resent the fact that like those
Either you don't move out.
You got a
No-
text you, man.
Number two,
Harvey.
or number two, you come to Israel.
indefinitely?
No, for the first 2-3 years.
Okay, but I'm saying like after you come back home, it's the same issues back home. So like, how do you present it to your
Hopefully by then you had your
Thank you,
foundation.
Rabbi.
I missed the person that's going to argue with me.
He got me a text.
Okay, you got him a taxi?
I don't know. He got me a.
Oh, for you
Same
guys.
yeshiva.
Yeah, you know, I got a specific. Thank you.
I would have driven you.
Oh, you good?
Yeah, I can drive. You sit down. You can go if you want. You can go. I'm not forcing anyone to be here. No force.
No, Mike, if you want to go.
Yo, let's go.
Whatever you guys want. No force.
You drive.
Yeah, how far is it? 10 minutes away? 12
Yeah,
minutes away?
5 minutes.
Yeah, well, 5 minutes. What's the problem?
Next table.
God gave me a car for a reason. No.
Good.
It's not like you should spend money.
One
You
second,
make
are
this
they gonna
money.
charge you? I don't know.
They're going to charge you more if you go.
We're
Okay,
gonna pray. Yeah.
Yeah, we're
What's that the
gonna
shame?
pray.
Let's first get to this. We didn't get to the shoe yet.
Oh, it is.
Oh no.
There's a night in Yan step on it.
There is. It's first of all, it's Rosh Chodesh Adar. Second of all, Thursday night is Tikkun Karet usually, and Tikkun Yisod. You stay up the whole night. After this, we're going straight to net. No.
Sure.
That's what I wanted to do, actually.
Okay. So what was the question? What was the comment?
So the comment is that like how do you move away from home, come to Israel, right? Stay here for 2-3 years, but then you come back to the same issues that you had originally.
That's a problem. That means you didn't move.
But you come to Israel to build a foundation, which you come back with the foundation, so you're good.
Now, why is going to Lakewood or Muncie? I don't agree to. First of all, you have a cultural difference.
Okay, but that cultural difference
No, but it's
could
not
be good
it's
for the
not,
kids.
It's not permanent.
They need culture.
It's not. It's not. No. It's. I tell you what the problem is with that.
Who's character?
Huh?
New character.
A cultural. Forget the kids now. Let's say you and your spouse. The cultural difference is a different way of life. It's totally different.
100%.
It's the way you dress. It's the way you eat. It's the way you act. It's the way you.
Guess.
It's the way what's more important.
Correct. Now, if you don't have the guts, not guts, but the kelim to say to your parents in the beginning of your marriage, when it gets to that point, not to get involved, or
Inevitable.
it's inevitable, you can stop it. You're wrong.
I stopped it. It's not enough.
You ran away, no?
I didn't run away.
Forget about running away or not. You can stop it. You can
Nah,
stop
I
it.
didn't mean it like that. I'm just saying.
You can stop it. You could stop it. Let's say it again. You could stop it. The question is, how much do you want to fight for it? How much do you believe in it?
It's very difficult.
The reason why I suggest Eretz Yisrael is because life is cheaper. Life is more interesting. And you have an experience of a lifetime with the person you want to spend the rest of your lifetime with. And there is no culture. You know what I love about Eretz Yisrael? You feel like a Yid here. Everyone's different. It's so amazing. And there is no judgment. No judgment. You go to Lakewood and your black hat is like this, you're off the door. You don't have to fight with me about it. I know fact. This is fact.
Yeah.
This is fact.
Okay, and then
If
Queens,
your tie is not black and white, it's a little poppy color.
yeah, but
Queens is a Texas Queens. You can come into shul with shorts. They're still gonna love you and respect you.
I don't like
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
If you
Yes.
come
They'll
to Israel,
still
what are you
love
talking
you and
about?
respect you.
Not-
Can
not
come.
You
your
wear a
shul,
white
not
shirt and
your
black
shul,
pants,
but-
you're gonna judge.
saying
So,
every
Red jeans,
Huh?
yeah, maybe.
Not necessarily.
Rabbi.
Not necessarily. I'm telling
Rabbi,
you.
I didn't get you out of the community, so you're saying Israel's better.
Yeah, 100. If to get married,
Oh, you were the one.
to get married,
Queens is the most judgmental.
Be temporarily.
temporarily, yes, Israel. My kids are gonna ask me,
Outweighing which
Eretz
judgment you
HaKodesh,
want.
the first year and a half.
You want the judgment
Yes,
where your
to
head
build
is
your
stuck
foundation
together,
with you and your spouse.
or-
I think it's a great idea.
What does that mean? But
100%.
you're supposed to have your first kid when you go back to America? Or here?
No, you can even have
That's
it
already
here.
pratim.
Those
Abstract
are
ideas.
those are
Think
those
outside
are
the box.
those are things. I'm saying to find yourself and to build that relationship and just to be with you and her, 100%. I agree with it.
Best decision of my life.
That's I think one thing that Ashkenazim introduced, which I totally agree with. You want to know why? Because it teaches.
So you're being masking to them.
I'm masking to
Rabbis
it.
being masking to
No, not the Lakewood, to Eretz Yisrael. It's a big difference. It's a big difference. It's a big difference. I'm totally masking with it. It's a big difference. Here, yes. There, no.
But even here, it's still hard. You don't have a community. You don't have a lot of things like that.
You-
And that's.
You think you're gonna have a community there? Do you know what goes on there?
Where? And like.
Do you know what goes on there? You know, if you don't fit a certain crowd, you're X'd. I'm sorry to tell it to you. This is the fact.
Yeah, no. I have family members that did
Yeah.
that, and they were. Yeah.
It had a
So
harder
what's the
time.
argument?
They had
No, no, I'm not
No.
talking about Dafka Lakewood. I'm saying
um,
Israel
they have
also,
they
yeah.
have they had a harder time
Yeah.
For Bukhari specifically, just
No,
in general.
no,
It's
general.
Fitting that mold.
in general.
Uh,
General.
So I'm saying in Israel, it's you don't have that one because you have Eretz
No.
Kodesh, everything it just
Very diverse.
kind of-
Very diverse.
Everything is mixed. You see Ashkenazim willingly go to a Sephardi minyan.
yeah,
do-
yeah. There's no, yeah. You're right.
Do you
There's
have
no,
what I'm telling you?
Yeah, there's no,
You go to a
there's
ficta,
no division.
a factory minyan in
Yeah.
back in the home.
Yeah.
What nusach? They don't ask that here. They just walk in. When nusach comes, shol. Now that can be good or bad. It depends. It depends how you look at it, right? But Elamai, it shows a sense of I'm not different. We're all the
Yeah,
same.
100%.
We're all living. That has to be that's the proper hashkafa. Not I live in a box. My friend lived in Lakewood. It was Simchat Torah. He said he brought his father to do Oshton Plov there. He said, first of all, they thought he was off the wazoo.
Why? Change?
Who does plov? Who cooks outside? Only animals cook outside.
Oh, the Ashkenazi.
Yeah. Number two, it was a show for the whole community.
Put in the wood.
The whole community was watching how this man is doing food.
on the Oshel.
Or they came there.
The kids, they sent the kids, watch the guy. They said, go, wow, watch him. Now, I'm not putting them down, putting this one
Is that
up.
nasty there?
I'm saying is that there's a big cultural shock. Yeah, in Lakewood, you're not allowed to do barbecue outside. You know that? There's a takana.
What?
There's a takana.
Spots.
It's a takana. You can't. You're not allowed.
What is that?
Barbecue
What does
inside
that
your
mean?
house?
It's a takana.
So what do you do on Sunday?
It's a derech of life. Now, I'm not saying it's bad.
No cookouts.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying that is the mahalach of the community.
And
Right?
trash like I'm gonna-
They don't do it. For them it's looked like it's
They don't know what that is.
they first of all they don't know, but whatever. They think barbecue is hot dogs and hamburgers. They look at it very like, you know,
Rubbish.
oh yeah, rubbish, right? Or like I remember one time, I love, you know, Torah's unbelievable. I remember eating one time barbecue with vinegar. And they thought I was crazy. I said, what are you talking about? I said, did you learn Pesachim? The Gemara said they used to eat Korban Pesach with vinegar and pomegranates. Think the Tanaim were crazy? Korban Pesach was made
These
for
must
what?
change.
Right? Things like that, right? Like, you lamdish, right? Pesachim says straight out in the Gemara. This is, you need, any place that you have to fit a quote of a box, that's not what God wants.
You said it's everywhere you go except for Israel.
I heard the biggest problem in Lakewood is
It's
that
a problem.
people feel like another person in the flock, and then in Queens they feel like a purpose.
A person,
that's
yeah,
the biggest-
people,
What else,
it's a
yeah.
system. You have to match a system. I don't think any person wants to live that way.
It's not healthy.
Even if it's just temporary, right? It's not. It's gonna ruin you.
It's yeah, because you're gonna first have to adjust to that, and that takes time. Because you're not gonna be welcomed in
Even
right
if you're
away.
yeshivish.
This is she's been put on a hat.
No, you're learning. You're this. You know what I mean? You're in the.
Then you're part of the hawk. We started together, right? I didn't make it up, right? If you're part of the hawk, you're not yeshivish. You're a huckster.
It's not what Hashem wants.
No, that's not what I mean.
You know
What's your
exactly what I
background?
mean.
That's not what.
You know, you see, the religious community has its own share of problems that they have to worry about. not just the not religious community that tells you to go work. There's that.
Yeah,
They have
100%.
they have other issues
Drinking
of
the coffee all day.
fitting a box and trying to be part of someone who you're not. And unfortunately, that's why they have so many kids that are declining, that are leaving Torah mitzvot. You know when they're gonna wake up? When they're gonna realize they have to change their ways. And you know who spoke about this? Gedolei Ador said it. I'm not saying it. I'm a nothing. Gedolei Ador that lived there said this. We have to give more love, attention, stop being in a box. But they don't listen. Because it's easy.
Everything is the outside.
Everything.
Yeah.
It's a big problem.
It's on it.
So in Israel, communities don't have this problem? Of course they have this problem.
They do, but you don't have to worry in fitting in a box.
Box in Israel.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there are communities that like everybody dressed exactly the same.
Correct.
Not
Trust me,
dying.
you're not moving to those communities.
Kiryat Belz.
Yeah.
You're not going to
Those
Kiryat
are
Belz.
weirdos.
Even though Kiryat Belz is one of the richest
No,
communities.
I'm not saying like Hasidish. I'm not saying like Hasidish.
No, it's always a little bit, but
Like,
for the
American
most
communities
part,
where people come, Shana Rishon couples coming, they're all exactly the same. They're all the same stroller with the little squiggly circle.
They're coming from the same-
Thing.
Okay.
No,
that's
Yeah,
not
but
a
it's
box. That's
not
style.
it's not out of being in a box.
Yeah.
That's out of being part of the trend of the
Yeah, it's a
style.
trend. It's a style.
Understand?
So it's like
It's
they're
not a
going
box.
with the hot. No, it's like a hot.
It's totally different. That means, let's say you bring a different stroller, you're not going to be mocked.
There's no pressure of
In
having
the
a different
Haredi
stroller.
world, if your rim is a centimeter bigger or a centimeter smaller, you get mocked on.
Yeah, Malchus.
Malchus will be good, right? That's what happens.
it's not bad.
It's very bad. What's your last name? I think you have two brothers.
No.
One brother.
I'm not. I'm the only son.
Here, don't tell me your last
No,
name.
you maybe know my family.
What?
You know my family or no? My mom's side.
I don't know your last name. Don't tell me anything. I don't want to know. I personally don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be recorded and say, "Oh, you spoke to this one like that." No, okay. I did focus on it.
Okay.
Any last questions?
I think that's
Can we
Torah
go
Vida.
back?
Yeah, I won't go.
No, Rabbi, let's start the shir right now. Aisha.
Oh, you Rabbi's gonna say something? Or?
Go ahead. Say it. What's your question?
So go back on the kids.
Okay. Go ahead.
I think that where you live is a big thing on
Correct.
kids.
That's only if you're gonna stay there
Are we
forever.
posting this?
I'm posting everything. I'm a unfiltered poster. That means I don't, unless only once or twice maybe I cut something out. But other than that, I just posted.
The shir's about to be 3 hours, Rabbi.
I
Raw
cut it.
footage.
What did you say? What about the kids that you're so worried about your kids? I'm so confused.
I'm saying if you live in a community where they have TVs and they watch this and they watch that and you have everything okay at home and you have a beautiful marriage and you raise your kids with love and all of that, and when they go outside they go to shul and like during like whatever they go outside and they hear other people, oh, you ever watched this new movie, you saw this, you saw that.
Exposure.
No matter how good you raise your kids or no matter how good your family is, they're gonna come back home and they're gonna be like,
So
why don't we have a TV?
What am I telling you? I'm going to explain to you what I'm telling you. If you think those communities don't have it, you're wrong.
No, but
That's
it's
not-
under the
One
covers.
second. That's worse. I'm going to tell you why that's worse. That's
They
worse.
resent you
They're hiding
afterwards.
it.
I understand.
One second.
but-
I listen. I want you to understand where I'm coming from. I also used to think like that. I want you to know this. My father, Hashem should give him a long life.
Man.
My father told me you're doing wrong. I said, what do you mean? He said, you're going to close them too much, and when they pop, they go all out. He said, you should never expose it to them. They should know it exists, but you should always guide them not to do it.
Difference.
Yeah, okay.
But when you close them, and they will find out, that's when you lost them.
I mean, when they do get exposed, you explain to them, yeah, for sure. But
Not even when they will get. Everyone gets. The question is, what kelim did you prepare them for that? Did you prepare them and say everyone's stone v'amora? Imagine your kid comes home one day and says, Abba, remember you told me whoever has one of those things are goyish? Your Abba, Ima are goyish? What are you going to tell your kid then? You're done. You know why? Because they're going to look at your parents like second-class citizens. But if you explain them properly, B'nai Yaakov, there are some people that have certain struggles. We want to live in a closer level to Dbekut for Hashem. We don't want any of this. And even if your parents say, Chayta multiki. It's just a cartoon. Ah la la, da da da, papa. So you have to explain to your parents nicely. Please don't put this on. You want to put something? Put.
They don't understand.
They do.
They don't.
They
They want
do.
to test you.
Huh?
They do understand.
That's when if
They
somebody's
do
gonna
under-
drop them off by your
They
parents' house,
do
whatever it is,
understand.
something's gonna
They
happen.
do understand. I'm telling you out of experience.
That's
I'm
what
telling you out of
happens.
experience. My in-laws have a 50-something.
And it's not that it doesn't come from a
in
bad
screen.
place. It
I
doesn't
know.
come from a
I'm
bad place.
explaining to you. They have a 50, 60 in-screen
Yeah.
TV. My in-laws, my
course.
mother and father watch my kids all the time.
100%.
Do you think they don't put it on for them?
Yeah.
Condition they put on, but they know already what to put on and what not to put on. They know Domod's doing it a little bit. He's gonna come in. He's not gonna scream when the kids are here. He's gonna make a big deal later. Why? Because you put the foundation in priorities.
And they'll just follow along.
You understand?
Follow suit.
Now, unfortunately, sometimes they don't listen. Okay, so you explain to the kid. You know what the greater issue is? You think this is an issue? Can I tell you the issue?
What's the issue?
You ready for the bubble to pop?
Uh-oh.
You ready? When your wife is gonna put it on for them.
Oh, you're really screwed.
So,
Then you chose the wrong one.
Show them bias.
Yeah, of course.
Can I tell you why she puts it on?
That's spice you.
Because she can't hear it anymore.
She's too overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So that means whose fault is that?
Your fault.
Yours.
everything
Why?
goes back to being your fault.
You weren't-
Why?
That's how life works.
What do you mean why?
Too much pressure on her.
You were not there.
You're the problem.
Huh?
You were not there. Everything goes back to the man.
Yeah, of course, exactly. Yeah, if you're just gonna be very bad, I'm saying, yeah, you handle it in the right way, of course.
Can't be AFK.
Okay, yeah.
Wait.
I'm not just gonna say, hey, no TV, that's it. Just screw you. No.
So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? How are you gonna entertain your kids? Can I know?
Monopoly.
Hire a nanny that she should put it on and collect your money.
Monopoly.
Play Monopoly every day with them.
Yeah, read books.
Read books. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just
Play with
sipurei.
toys.
You know what I mean? Sipurei
Sipurei
skaska.
Skaski.
Skaski.
Stories.
Yeah, put on Shrek
Yeah.
once in a
Yeah,
while. I'm saying like,
Shrek. How the donkey kisses. How the donkey
Take the
kisses.
soska,
Or
yeah.
yell. Take the soska. No.
Play with
You
that.
involve.
Is he not tired?
You know what it is. You involve your kids in all the Torah
Ninja like.
mitzvot that you do.
I'm saying,
When you involve your kids in everything that you do, that's what they're gonna. Because they want to be just like you. But if they see Abba on the
What are you
phone
gonna do?
and you're saying, "I'm working, I'm doing business," yeah, what's Abba doing? Oh, he's on stocks. I also want to be a stock guy. Oh, he's watching now. Oh, he needs 5-minute break. It's okay. So I'm also gonna need a 5-minute break. But if they see the Abba says, "Come, my love, let's learn. Can you read this? What does that mean? Wow, you're such a chacham. Wow."
when a kid is a teenager, it doesn't work like
Exactly.
But there's
It's
steps
not-
before the teenager
that. Okay,
years.
even steps before.
Newborn.
You don't have a child that's born that's a
Hardwire
teenager.
them
Yeah.
young, so that when they get to that point in
No,
life,
things do
right?
stay. Things do stay.
You're,
Sticks
you're,
with them.
you're wrong. You know how you save them when they're teenagers? You let them speak.
Mm-hmm.
You don't speak.
How about they're spatting nonsense?
Wait, what does that mean? You let
You
them
let-
You have
speak?
to understand. And then-
There are many times that you needed to open up to someone, but you didn't know if your parents were the right people to open up.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
Why? Because they were too judgmental. Everything is based on them, not on
There's only
you.
you.
That's a little
If the
too much.
child feels like that towards the parents, you lost the child forever. The child has
No
to.
way. What are you talking
It's a
about?
depressed kid, bro.
Is that
Can't
a-
open up to his parents.
No, you could to a certain extent. Some of the parents don't understand. They don't know where you're coming
A
from.
child cannot tippy toe in front of his parents.
1 second.
What?
1
You
second.
tell your parents everything?
No, you
If
have
a
to feel
child-
open to your parents. Yes,
One
that's
second.
the goal.
If I
Yeah?
say this,
Yes.
I'm gonna get kicked out of the
One
house.
second.
I'll do
1
that.
second. 1 second. You're not listening. You're jumping. 1 second. Are your parents religious? They are? Let's listen for 1 second. When your son and daughter know that they can speak to you about anything, the chances for them falling off the derech is extremely slim. Why?
Yeah.
Because when they do something, they'll confront you, and now is your golden hour. Will you react? Because even though you do, you want to crack their head right there. At that moment, you want to make their skull into nothingness. But you have a choice right now. Either I'm going to do that, he's never going to trust me, and I lost the kid forever. Or I'm going to confront him and say, let's talk about the challenges that you're facing. You know what saved me? When I told my father when I was 15 years old that I can't stop doing certain sins, and I was going crazy. You know what he told me? He sat me down. He said, "It's perfectly normal. You're a man." Yeah. He sat me down. He told me, "You're perfectly normal. You're a man. There's a Yetzirah. You have to overcome it. You're perfectly
My dad
normal."
wouldn't do that.
And you feel comfortable just like bending to him like that?
Even,
No, what
even
happened-
small things my dad found out that he slapped me. Like
You know what? You know what happened? No, my dad would smack me, but you know when he wouldn't smack me? If I told him, not if he found out. No, I didn't tell him out of will. I told him because I got into an argument with him about something. And I said, I want to get married. I was young. I was 15 years old. Imagine, I was meant to get married then. I wanted to get married. My father said, relax. What's going on? There's a problem. And I said, I have this Avera I can't get rid of. It's bothering me. He said, sit down, my son. That's when he knew I was not already hallucinating. He knew the reason why. He said, sit down, my son. I said, can't. He said, let me explain something to you. This is not a reason to get married. You have a Yetzirah. We all have Yetzirah. And he told me, even Moshe Rabbeinu had a Yetzirah, he told me. And you have to understand that you have to overcome it. And this is your avodah, and you have to work with it. That doesn't mean now you have to lock yourself up. You have to be crazy. Relax. It happens. When my father found out that I was sitting on the park bench with my girlfriend, holding hands, because one of his students saw and called him, you know what he did? Picked up the phone, he said, don't do it in public. And he,
you got an understanding father.
and he clicked. No, my father's my father's hard. My hardcore. My father's hardcore. You people don't know. He looks nice. He talks to one. He's a rabbi. He's hardcore. He has no problem until today to deck me in the face and break my teeth and say, "Deal with it. Apologize to me."
If you came off like that, then clearly he has understanding.
Why? Because he's open-minded and understands that this age, you have to be like this to the child. You have to be. Imagine, your father's a rabbi, and he's telling you on the phone. I had a beard and pale then. Yeah. He told me on the phone, he said, don't do it in public. Then when I came home, he sat down with me, he said, what you doing? This, that. He spoke to me, yeah. But at that moment, and right away I said, okay, I already chopped what happened. I moved away, and that's it. It was the end of the story. You want to save your kids? It's not by running away. Run away to the Amazon. You'll see a whole bunch of, ooh, you say, oh, perfect. Those are animals. We're humans. Don't be like them. That's perfect. But what are you teaching your kids then? To run away from reality? There's a reality. There's something that you have to face.
Yeah.
And you have to learn.
What did the Gedarim?
Gedarim doesn't mean running away. Doesn't mean I have to say the whole world is asur because of my Gedarim. Where's your Gedarim of everything else? Maybe by you doing this, you can maybe mechazek hundreds of thousands of people.
But are you talking about running away?
That's the topic right now.
Now, if you're saying you want to build foundations between you and your wife, and there's a problem because people are getting involved, and I can't handle it, that's a different story. Okay. That's where you have to relocate and build yourselves and love yourselves and understand that it's between you and I. That's different. But if you say, oh, my kid, you blame the kids.
No.
No, don't do that.
Don't want the first time.
Don't do that. I do believe in going away to build a relationship between your wife. I didn't. I didn't have an option. Oh. My dad didn't let me move 2 block radius away from him. What? You're shocked? 2 block. I found an apartment 6 blocks away. He said, it's too far.
And you didn't object?
No. Because I want you to know from where I came from. You think it's all just love and dandy? No, my friend. Didn't object. I didn't object. I should object against him. Was married man.
Yeah, you say a man that has a foundation like
I didn't have a foundation there. I'm explaining to you. I'm telling you out of experience. Foundation came out years later. Any other questions? My shiur is going to be 5 minutes because I already know time's clicking. Ask your question. It's okay. No, leave it. Leave it.
Okay, a kid in yeshiva, yeah? he's learning, he's enjoying his learning, and he's like looking around the base medrash, and he's like, oh, I just want to keep learning. I love the Torah, that's Kishmak, right? And then after he's learning for a while, he thinks to himself, he's like, I need a few minute break. He goes to his room and take a shower, and he's chilling out, and then in his head he's like, well, I don't need a break. I'm in yeshiva. Why am I learning right now? And in his head he's like, well, I need a break now? I took a break yesterday. How many breaks do I need? Break here, break there. And then he starts overworking himself and stressing himself out, thinking, if I'm taking a break now and I already took a break earlier, I'm wasting time and I'm not here for so long. And
Crash.
And then how do you have patience with yourself, but also
Not go extreme.
And overdo, but also not underdo. I can't how I do.
Take your break.
But then you take a break, and then you take 2 breaks, and you take 3 breaks.
You're not listening.
You're comfortable with the breaks.
You're not listening. You're too much dwelling on how many breaks you took. If you're saying right now, you're in the middle of limud, and you're saying you need a break, take a 5-10 minute break or an hour, whatever it is, and go back to learn.
So you're
overthinking it.
If the break is 3 hours, it's normal.
Yes, I don't know.
Why?
That's what you need. What's the problem?
Why is it 3 hours?
It feels like you're wasting your time.
No, you're not wasting your time.
It's a guilt trip that the yeshivas give you.
No, you don't think that way. That's bad.
Go play ball.
You're re-energizing for
You need to. Oh, you're talking about the Bein Hasdarim?
Yes, no. You want to learn some Musar, some something.
So learn. Oh, you feel you need a break? Take a break. It's implemented there for a reason.
Right.
So you take it.
So you should never
I never
push.
No, you should. If you feel like you're ready to push, you push. But you can't burn yourself out because of it.
So how do you push but not push too hard?
Don't think about the past.
What does that mean?
You're thinking about I took a break yesterday and the day before and the day before.
Okay.
Don't think about that. Think about right now. Do I need a break now or no? I don't need it. I'm going to continue.
Oh.
Sometimes it's good to take a break, go outside, walk, talk a little bit, see. Nothing wrong with that.
So how do people learn all day?
What does that mean? They also take breaks.
They build themselves slowly.
Yeah?
Sure.
It's a lifestyle that they
Rav
build.
Chaim Kanievsky used to take a break? He used to take a stroll, he used to walk every day?
Who?
Rav Chaim.
He used to swim, no?
Swim?
I heard
Okay, maybe he swam too. Sir! You took a break!
No, not so.
He needs a break. Everyone needs a break. How come some people go on vacations, Rebbes go on vacation, 2 weeks here, They need a break. Some people, the body...
Yeah, but when you're in yeshiva, you're not going to have these, facilities around you when you're going to America.
Wow. I
You
wish
have
I
all
could
these,
answer your question so badly.
I said the word bad?
No, I can answer your question so badly because I used to think exactly like that.
You're in yeshiva, you have your Rabbim, you have the Sfarim, you have everything around you.
It's
Go
such
home
an
and you
unhealthy
just
mentality, though.
PTS.
I have to do it now. You got to do it. If you don't do it
No,
now, what are you going to do
It's
it?
a BT mentality.
It's not good.
Oh,
Bad news.
I was just like that.
Oh, BTS.
Take a break, chill out.
Take a break.
Enjoy life.
It's too stressful.
Make Yiddishkeit to a lifestyle.
Because that
So
learning is going to come unhealthy and it's going to come to bite you in your sukkahs.
I tell you what you should do.
Yeah.
How much is your Bein Hasdarim? 3 hour break?
Almost.
1 to 3. 2.
2 hours?
Yeah.
So take a break for half an hour and then continue learning. But it has to be every day.
So know yourself.
Take a break.
You have to take a break. Don't be fanatic.
No, it's not fanatic. I'm
It is, 'cause
sweating
you're not
and I'm tired. I'm just I want to keep
No,
learning.
it is. No, your car also needs to be on park sometimes.
Right.
If not, the motor's going to be overworked. You need it, Rabotai, you need it. Now, if you're to the level that you're such a matmi that you're going to die without it, that would be a different case.
So if it's coming from a healthy place or a non-healthy place, why are you learning? Is it because, what is that? Is it because you really want to, or because you're scared, or you're guilt tripped? What is that?
No, you just want to learn more.
So go for it.
I just want to learn more.
So go for it.
But then I'm
Probably
like,
you're
I
saying
need a
wasting
break.
time.
But I'm like, I don't want to take a break because I want to learn more.
No. I need, but I'm not going to is bad. Okay, let's just finish with this. Rabotai, this week's parasha starts Vayikhu li Tiruma. Why does it say Vayikhu and they should take for me? It's a bad lashon, no? But you know they should say. You should give me. Why Vayikhu and they should take for me? Anyone have an idea? I see you getting frustrated. You okay?
Because essentially we all get it from God. We're taking from Him.
Well, take means to give or something, right? For this switch.
First of all, we have to understand one fundamental part is Vaiku means to take from something else, but acknowledging that it doesn't belong to you. Vayitnu means it's mine and I'm giving it to you. Vaiku means to take from you and to give to him. It's a musar haskel to understand one thing. Everything you think you have or you're gonna have and so on and so forth is all HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Everything. Everything you have is from God. Every single little thing. So when you give back, who are you really giving back to? HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Giving it back to the same source that you took. I'm going to finish with something even stronger on this. When is the only time a woman can mekadesh a man?
Childbirth.
It's impossible.
Childbirth. To mekadesh a man.
Meaning?
When is the only time a
He's a rich
woman
man.
is considered married if she gives something to the man?
Is it Adam Chashuv?
Okay. You're right, actually. But give me the circumstance.
If she gives and he says,
If she gives him something expensive, and he gets hana, he gets an enjoyment. That enjoyment that she gets from him makes it that she's married to him now. Now, why is this so significant? HaKadosh Baruch Hu 2 weeks ago gave us the Torah. Chet HaEgel, what's the tikkun of Chet HaEgel? Does anyone know? The Mishkan. The Mishkan is the tikkun of Chet HaEgel. That's why the Mishkan came after Aseret HaDibrot. What do we learn from the Mishkan? Shabbat Kodesh. Kol melechet avodah lo ta'asu. Our gift and connection to HaKadosh Baruch Hu to the highest ability is Shabbat Kodesh. You want to know the fundamental of every family? Is Shabbos. If your Shabbos is normal in the house, everything will come out okay. If your Shabbos is not normal in the house, everything will be upside down. I know everyone's tired.